It seems that most of the problems in the world arose because of repression and not being the master of our own energies. But most of the people have the wrong idea that by controlling the mind, we can solve those problems. All religions give commandments and precepts to the followers. I have learned from Swami and OSHO that becoming conscious is the only way to solve all the mental sickness. No matter what my question was, Swami has always said to me, become conscious. Can Swami comment? It seems that most of the problems in the world arose because of repression and not being the master of our own energies.
The real problem is being unconscious. When you are unconscious, then there is no inner mastery. Being unconscious means being in the dark night of the soul. When the night is dark and you don't have any light, then you will stumble everywhere. You will have accidents. When you are in a jungle or when you are in a unknown path, when you are traveling in a dark night in an unknown path, you need a lamp or a candle. If the candle or lamp is not there, then it will be a nightmare for you. You will have bruises everywhere. You will break your legs. So, for all our inner demons or inner whatever we have collected, inner enemies you can call it, because if you are unaware of your energy, then they are your enemy. If you are, they are there, all these things, whether it is anger, lust, jealousy, greed, ambitiousness, possessiveness, violence, these things are there because the light is absent, the inner light is absent. In the absence of the inner light, and that inner light is called consciousness. In its absence, all kind of monsters and devils and criminals starts residing inside you. So this is the first step. If you don't have the inner light, then your life is going to be a hell. You may be doing anything, you may try to solve anything. You can say mind over matter, you can say brain is stronger than the brain. The brain is the master. But brain is just an instrument. It's like your car is going at very high speed when you have a very sharp brain. But the driver is missing. Your inner driver is always the consciousness. Consciousness means the inner light. Consciousness means that you are present in this moment. And if you are not present in this moment, then there is going to be accident all the time. When the inner light is not there, then either you are in the future or you are in the past. Both are non-existential. So it is absolutely necessary to live a real life, to have your inner eyes. One eye is to help you to see outside things. We have two eyes for that. And to see your inner state, the inner eye is needed. That is only one eye. Because if the eye is two, then there will be always conflict. So one eye is enough. So this is the first step. If you have not even taken the first step, and the first step you can call it the last step also. The more conscious you become, the more harmonious your life will be. The less conscious you are, the more chaotic, more disharmonious, more hellish, more disorderly your life will be. And when you say, we have to become the master of our energy, it's not like that has to be some ego or some kind of dictator which has to be there. When the light of consciousness is present, the darkness vanishes on its own. You don't have to do anything. It's not that when you bring the light in, then you have to do something to remove darkness. The very presence of the light and darkness is not found there, because darkness means absence of the inner light. When the light is not there, then your life is ruled by your lower instinct, by your animalistic qualities. These are all animalistic things. I am not saying animalistic, like anger, jealousy, hatred. You can go on doing anything. You can go on repressing them, suppressing them. It will become even more dangerous. It will be like you are sitting on the edge of the volcano. By controlling them, by trying to manipulate them, by being a Jimmy Carter, giving a Jimmy Carter smile, it is not going to help. Only the presence of the consciousness, that the inner light, everything becomes harmonious. It is like when the teacher is present, the students all become disciplined. If they respect the teacher, then nothing is needed to be told. They are on just the very presence, which is like the presence of the light. When the light is present, darkness is no longer found. So you don't have to do anything to be the master of your energy. Just bring the light in, and the mastery is there. Nothing is needed to be done. That is the miracle of being conscious.
But most of the people have the wrong idea that by controlling the mind, we can solve all those problems.
In Hindi it is said, Andha andha theliya dono ko padant. That means the blind man is leading the other blind people. And all of them found themselves falling in a well. So those who are leading, they don't know anything beyond the mind. And it is very ego-fulfilling when the mind is controlling your body, when the mind is controlling your instinct. how long you can keep something in control which is your reality? You are angry because you want something and that is not given to you. You are sexual because sex is not provided to you. You are greedy because your needs are not fulfilled. So things are more subtle. If you are looking for cheap solution, for gross solution, when you want the inner order to be there, the inner harmony to be there, you need something of higher level. Only when you reach to higher level, then you transcend lower things. At the same level, you cannot transcend. So just the very presence of the consciousness, everything is in balance. Once you are conscious, you are fulfilled in yourself. Once you are conscious, you know that you are complete. You don't need anything from anyone in your inner psychology. First, all our desires and greed and all kind of demons and devil arise within us. Then only things are manifested outside. When you see the whole world is full of chaos, full of problems, full of hell, full of suffering, the whole world is trying to find solution, but the solution is far away. It is even getting worse. It is because they are trying to do something. They are trying to bring gross solutions. They want to change the outside. They want to change the surface, the superficial. They don't want to go to the very roots where the problem is. The problem is that you are unconscious. And what they try to do, all the dictators, they want you to be in discipline. So they impose discipline from outside. And there is no discipline even in their life. Because discipline happens, you cannot impose it. The disciplines arise from within you when you become conscious. Then you don't have to make an effort. Effort is needed only when you are trying to control something, when there is inner conflict. And all those people who are the controller of society, who are the masters of society, they are themselves all blind. If they were conscious, then there would not have been any desire in them to control other people. And the pleasure of ego is fulfilled, ego is happy only when it is able to control others. The ego is very sadomasochistic. It enjoys only when you create suffering in others people's life. So when your very source is poisoned, how you hope that you can create a auspicious and beautiful world? So those people who say, what was the word you used? When you say controlling the mind, it is very clear. Controlling means there is something is present and you are sitting over it. Otherwise, what is the need of the control? So when someone is conscious, he will tell you to fulfill your genuine needs. When your needs are fulfilled, and then you are conscious also, then you see that need can be fulfilled but not your greed. Like whatever is happening in America, they are not fulfilling their need. They are after their greed, which can never be fulfilled. That's why they always want the whole world to be in war. It has to be in constant state of war outside. Because the war is happening within them also. So, America can go on becoming more and more richer. How? By this, their military industry complex. So, if the war is happening between Russia and Ukraine, then they have the opportunity to sell their weapons. And all these countries around these two countries, they are all afraid. So you create fear. If you don't have the weapons, then other country will occupy you. And these countries, these powerful countries, especially America, is creating all this situation that there should be tension, there should be war, should go on happening. If the war is not happening, then how they will earn the money? And if you see the reality of America or most of the so-called rich country, they are in great debt. If they are asked to pay all those debts, they are all bankrupt already. They are all, what is the word for it? It's like, all parasites. They are sucking your blood to survive. But why all these countries, all these rulers are all sick? Because they are all unconscious. And to be conscious, you will have to get out of this desire to have power. You will have to give time to yourself. You will have to understand your energy. You will have to understand your mind. Why there is greed within you. Why there is anger within you. So if you are all the time occupied, it is said that an empty mind is devil's workshop. The reality, it is the full mind which is devil's workshop. The empty mind is God's workshop. To be empty is the purest possible state. Out of this emptiness, all your creativity arises. It is a pure state of potentiality, of all kind of possibilities.
All religions give commandments and precepts to the followers.
These commandments and precepts are needed for those who are unconscious. So if you want to keep people unconscious, if you want to rule them, only when they are unconscious you can rule them, you can exploit them. If you want them to be ruled, then you have to keep them in inner darkness. Or at the maximum, these are very cheap substitute. Those who don't want to work on themselves, those who are lazy, lethargic, and very immature kind of people, they need commandments. Otherwise, when you have the light, then you will not stumble, you will not fall here and there. So consciousness is the light. And you don't need any commandment. You will know what is the right thing in the present moment. It is not necessary that in all situations the same thing will be right. But when you have the eyes, you will know that in this situation, this is the right thing. In some other situation, maybe you will need some other way to respond. Read more.
I have learned from Swami and OSHO that becoming conscious is the only way to solve all the mental sickness.
Once you are conscious, then you need not solve anything. All those things, all your problem dissolve. So, being conscious means that you are the watcher on the hill. You have reached to a state, a place where everything else, whatever is happening within your mind, is all below it. And the very presence of consciousness, all these things are in harmony. The more conscious you become, the more inner harmony there will be. More conscious you become, the more there will be inner harmony. So this is the first and the last freedom. To be conscious is the first and the last freedom. And to be conscious, meditation is the way. That's why meditation is the medicine for all your inner diseases. It may be anything. Your disease may be greed, anger, jealousy, fear, hatred, ambitiousness. For all these diseases, there is only one medicine. That is to be conscious. If you are not conscious, you can go on making effort, you can go on doing this, you can go on doing that, you can go to this psychologist, this psychiatrist. You will still remain in the same darkness. So that's why in India it is said, Ek lohar ki 100 sonar ki. That means one hit of the iron smith is equal to 100 hit of the goldsmith. It is not even equal. This being conscious is not just quantitatively different from all other ways. It is qualitatively different. It is bringing in a very different quality. It is the most subtlest thing possible. It is far more subtle than even all your atoms. So this spirituality is a science. It is to know your inner life. One science is to know the outside thing. And this science is to know your own mind. That's why Socrates said, know thyself first. And the Heraclitus said, physician, heal thyself first. Heraclitus or Pythagoras, anyone. Is it clear?
Yes, clear, Swami. One more statement, Swami.
Okay, what?
No matter what my question was, Swami has always said to me, become conscious.
Your question may be anything. But for all your psychological disease, for all your inner disease, the only solution is to be conscious. And meditation is the way, the method to be conscious. So, if someone is not ready for meditation, is not ready to be conscious, then you can give the person some toys to play with, as long as he or she is not mature. But if you really want to solve things, if you really want to dissolve things, then this is the only way. But to be conscious is not easy because you have collected so much of sickness and you have got identified with them. You think these are ornaments, these are your jewels, these are your diamonds and silvers. You have got identified with them. So you have to break that identification. That's why Gurudev says that the whole spirituality can be reduced in one word. That is disidentification. And all your diseases can be reduced also in one word. That is identification. So identification is the disease, and getting rid of that identification is the remedy. Be conscious and all your psychological problems are dissolved. Meditation is the only inner medicine. Okay?
Okay, Swami ha. If you like our videos, don't forget to like, share and subscribe.
And send us one apple a day because we want to eat food from the tree of knowledge.